Here in Western North Carolina, we have been invaded by the noisiest insect on the face of the earth. And not only that, these insects have been underground for 17 years and have now come out en masse, millions of them, and are singing their song all over the place. Hi, I'm Sandy from Sandy Over 70. Welcome to my channel. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't already. And if you enjoy this video, I hope you'll click that like button. I'm sure many of you, depending on where you live, have heard the deafening sound of these insects as they emerge. They are not pretty insects, let me tell you that. Of course, no insects are pretty in my mind, but these are particularly ugly, and they're large. But they have a fascinating story. And once I realized they'd been underground for 17 years, I just had to find out more about them. So here's their story. This year, 2025, we are seeing cicadas from brood 14. And these will be visible in Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. An adult cicada lays its eggs in twigs, and when they hatch, they're called nymphs, and they drop to the ground, and they burrow into the ground, and they dig tunnels and chambers with their piercing, sucking mouth parts, and they use their front claws to dig these tunnels. And then they suck on the roots of plants, and as they get bigger, they burrow deeper and deeper into the ground. And that's where they stay for 17 years. It's unbelievable. So when they're ready to come up, they dig their way up, and they look for something to cling to, and generally they hop onto trees. At this point, they shed their nymphal skin. It cracks down the back, and they get out of the shell and leave it behind, and you can see these shells on the trees and other places. Now they have a rather soft skin until they build their new exoskeleton. They emerge in the evening, and almost overnight they have to build their new armor. And they have to do it quickly because while they're in this stage of having a soft skin, they're very vulnerable to predators. It only takes a few hours for them to harden up and for their wings to push out. So they're ready by the next morning for their short life. They only last about 2 to 3 weeks. They immediately begin singing, as it's called, with their thoraxes to attract females. And they want to attract females fast. They don't have long. They've been waiting 17 years to do this, so they will sing very loudly to attract all the females in the area. The females also make a sound, but it's not nearly as loud as the males, and it's more of a clicking sound. So how do they make this sound? They have a pair of ribbed membranes on their abdomen. They contract their abdominal muscles inward, causing these tympans to collapse, which makes the sound. They do this rapidly, causing the buzzing sound. Their hollow abdomen acts as a resonating chamber. The sheer volume of these cicadas making this noise can be overwhelming. There are millions of them. And you may ask, why are there so many of them? And the reason is there is no way a predator could eat all of them because there's so many of them. What does the noise sound like? Some people think it's a lawnmower, a jet plane, and often the emergency services centers will get calls because people think it's a car siren. So what is the purpose of the cicadas? Well, they are a tremendous food source for many other animals, and they are actually high in protein. They are not considered a pest. They don't damage plants, crops, or gardens. They feed primarily on plant sap, and they don't eat other insects. When they die, they fall to the ground and they provide nutrients to the soil and other plants. So they're a very useful insect. It seems people either love them or hate them. I love the sound, but then again, when I close the doors to my house, I don't hear them anymore. I think if you were exposed to it for a long period of time, it would be very annoying. Do you live in an area where the cicadas are singing? What do you think of them? Do you like them or hate them? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.